in Nowata County near South Coffeyville at the Little Flock Church. The building behind me is an historic building. And so we're doing two things today. One is we're placing this building on the Cherokee Nation Historic Registry. In 2019, we established the registry by law. This is the 16th site to be added to the registry. The other thing we did today is we signed into law something that the Deputy Chief and I had proposed, and we worked with Councilor Keith Austin on, which was the Cherokee Historic Preservation Fund. This adds dollars to help restore buildings like Little Flock, but a great many other facilities that's on the registry that need some attention. And so this commits $1 million in this first year towards that effort. So those two things we were doing today. This is an example of property that we don't own and don't necessarily want to or need to acquire, but we have designated it a historic site. And so part of it will be putting up a plaque that helps explain and interpret why this site is on the historic registry. We need to do that across all 16 sites. The funding, though, could go to help restore this building. We'll work with the church on how we can make an arrangement to where it's beneficial to the Cherokee people, beneficial to the general public, and beneficial to the church. So we are going to evaluate what we would need to preserve this church and then determine if this is eligible, and it should be, for some funding.
Well, the Little Flock Baptist Church was established in 1887. And originally, there were 7 women who desired to have a place to meet. The problem was they couldn't get across the creek. So they just established it in the original place and decided to have a church. So from 1887 to 2023, this has been an active, functioning ministry. And it was because of the efforts of those 7 women. They are referred to as the Fabulous 7. And so throughout the history, this church has served as a gathering place, social activities, a polling place, and the church itself, the ministry itself, has been connected for all those years. So really exciting story.
I could see in our communities, we had National Registry of Historic Places properties all over the Cherokee Nation, but the Cherokee people didn't decide what buildings went on that. The United States did. Today, because of the act we signed in 2019 and the continuing act we signed today, the Cherokee people are in control of the destiny and the story of the Cherokee Nation.
I think it's important to make sure that we go to not only those sites that represent great Cherokee triumph, but also sites that remind us of dark chapters of our history. And certainly this site, having been founded by, among others, the descendants of free slaves, and perhaps some slaves, freed slaves, we can remember that part of our history. And it's important that we don't forget, because we want to do better in this nation. We can only do better if we know better, and we have to share that story with generations to come.